Hey Gearfacts friends, today we're going to have a quick look at how far we've come in FM synthesis. We've got the Yamaha DSR-500, probably from the early 90s, and we've got a Korg Volca FM, which appeared approximately 30 years after the DSR-500. FM synthesis does sound very dated, but that's part of the appeal and the charm, and I think that's why Korg went ahead and re-released a machine that could produce those classic FM sounds. FM certainly isn't dead though. Some of the tones are very sharp and slick and metallic, and with the help of arpeggiators and sequencers you can really bring some lively tones out of both of these machines. The Volca of course has a sequencer actually on board. The DSR-500 will need to have a MIDI sequencer attached to it in order to bring out those really fast and lively riffs that would be impossible to play with the human hand. Physically, of course, they're running on completely different paths. Obviously, the Volca has the portability advantage. But equally obviously, the PSR has the advantage of having real, actual keys. So if that's a necessity, obviously you would have to choose the DSR-500. Another crucial difference is that all of the parameters are edited by these knobs on the front of the Volca, and everything is done with buttons on the DSR-500. So generally editing is significantly faster on the Volca. There is some common ground between the two though. Both of them have MIDI in, which particularly for the 500 opens up a whole new world of sonic possibilities. I think the intention with Korg's Volca was basically that you could add an external playable keyboard in the classic black and white key format rather than just this flat touch panel here. Other common ground features include built-in speakers on both, battery power on both, and obviously FM sounds on both. So all that's left to do now is run through a few patches and just see how they compare sonically. I should mention too that we've got a very rudimentary rhythm section on the DSR-500. Interesting percussion sounds. Okay, so in summing up, it looks like the Volca does have slightly better sound quality, and obviously it's got those sequencing features on board too, which the DSR-500 only has in the sense of its drum rhythms, a very basic set of sequencing features there. Both have battery power, both have onboard speakers, but obviously you can't beat the portability of something that's the size of an old video cassette compared to something that's the size of a full keyboard. There's no denying though that the DSR-500 does have its charm. It's still really fun to play with all its push button controls as opposed to the Volca's quick access potentiometers here. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using potentiometers to edit your sound, it's very quick and simple, but using these clunky old push button editing systems really does take me back to the 90s. But that's just me. Really all I wanted to do, folks, was give you a comparison of how FM synthesis has not so much changed, but been presented to us in a different way as the decades have passed. As usual, I'm going to put up a few links to some other related things. Please like, comment, or subscribe to Gear Facts. I love receiving your comments, guys, and I do like to try to reply to everything, so drop me a line if you've got any questions about anything that I've said or shown, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Gear Facts.